Let's see if we can garner any interest out of this. I'm gonna kind of flip-flop in between this and when the past was around. Maybe this will be a more interesting experience. I can see some people thinking that when the past was there, the past was around, as boring. But this is a mystery, so. The game takes account of all your actions, including the ones you decide not to take. These choices will determine your fate and the fates of others around you. Proceed with caution.
Come on now, miss. Let's keep moving.
Alright. After the last video I made, I figured I'd actually just stay in bed and do nothing. But then, I felt like doing this.
Here.
No, I'm usually in charge of the second and third.
So each maid has her...
I can't turn the camera. I'm stuck at this angle.
Here we are. Good luck.
The animation is kind of off,
She's all yours, sir.
but the graphics are good.
Sophie Roy, I'm Detective Maurice Tremblay. Let's see. 21 years old, working at the Clarendon for over a year. Husband?
I'm sorry?
Are you married?
No, not yet. I live with my mother. She's sick, so I have to take care of her.
No father.
No. It's always just been me and my mom.
All right, Miss Roy. I need you to tell me everything that happened, starting with this morning.
Au parc La Fontaine, les filles s'en vont et s'y promènent.
So I'm guessing this takes place in Paris. 1950s Paris, though. I'll take it over 1950s America. Because been there, done that.
Car dans les frissons naissent toujours les plus belles chansons d'amour. Au clair de la fontaine, j'ai vu dans tes yeux.
Now, when you say this bed we made, do you mean like tidying up? Because I didn't craft the bed.
It's done. Now just a bit of tidying up, and I can go on break.
Ah, X. Hold R2 and use the analog stick to make bid? Okay.
Nothing like a well-made bed. Good enough.
You want to pick that up? Inspect the Holy Bible. Revised Standard Version. Okay, just put it back. Who am I gonna call?
I don't need to bother reception right now.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. Should be the first person they call. Wait, what's this?
That's a
Dear-
lot of money to owe. Just what did you get yourself involved in?
Dear Mr. and Mrs. Mapleson, regretful as we are to have to resort to these lines of communication, our client and your neighbor, the owner of 8832nd Street, has been ultimately evasive of our many attempts to reach out and collect our due debts, specifically an amount owed to us to the sum of $1,904.75. He has given us little recourse but to contact him through those in close physical proximity to him in the hopes that they can deliver a message on our behalf. We have little desire to disturb you and the other fine citizens of 32nd Street, but our business may bring us back to your neighborhood if it is not resolved quickly. The help of your kind community would be greatly appreciated for us and certainly for our neighbor. Kindly, Lucky Coin Financing. Okay. Let's open these drawers first. Nothing. Okay. Anytime we open something, we need to make sure we put it back. Otherwise, they'll catch us.
A bed's not complete without its pillow.
Where is it? There it is. It's not upright. It's gonna drive me insane. Here's another letter. You know me, you know my family, you've had a seat at our bars since the day we've opened in 49. You're more than a friend to us, you're practically family. And while friends are polite to each other, family deserves more. Family deserves honesty. As such, I want to be direct as possible in letting you know that you're down to your last chance. Okay, this is not how you talk to family. The $8,380 you owe us, plus 25% interest, is now 8 months overdue. My patience has worn thin. This isn't like one of your unpaid bar tabs. You came to us for help, and help always comes at a price. We've opened our pockets to you time and time again, and all we've done is take advantage of our goodwill and generosity. We'll come over in person to make our collection tomorrow. I'll be bringing along the boys so we can all sit down and have a little chat. But just so you know, they aren't good with words. Okay. Nothing in the back. That's not fun. Was there anything on the back of this? No. Not like an address date? Just an address? Le Petit Régal. Is that how you pronounce it? I'm not French, okay? Room service menu. All breakfast orders served with coffee and toast. Delicious. Cereal, plain omelet, omelet with bacon, sausage, or ham. 1 egg, bacon, sausage, or ham. 2 eggs, bacon, sausage, or ham. Eggs Benedict, bacon, sausage, or ham. Maple syrup pancakes. Sandwiches. All sandwiches are served with a choice of French fries or coleslaw. Well, of course they have French fries. This is France, right? Clubhouse, triple decker, corned beef on rye, baked ham and cheese, salmon or tuna fish. I'll take the baked ham and cheese, please. Dinner. All dinner orders are served with steamed vegetables, chef salad, and our soup de jour. Chicken breasts, grilled ham steak, roast prime rib of beef, New York sirloin steak, broiled lobster tails. I'll take the chicken breast. Ooh, dessert. French pastry, well, that's a bit vague. Sundae, apple pie, chocolate cake. Prices in dining room 25% lower. Please call room service for delivery to your room. Now, when you say French pastry, that could mean a lot of things, right? There's all different kinds of pastries. Cocktails. Martini, Manhattan, daiquiri, old-fashioned. By the bottle. Beers and ales. Domestic or imported? Imported from where? Exactly. Champagne and wines. Champagne, okay, and still wine. Pretty standard, I guess. Spirits and liquors. You guys still spirit here? You were able to contact the dead? American brandy, Canadian whiskey, Cuban rum, Black Horse Scotch, American bourbon. Black Horse Scotch sounds like something from Scotland, or maybe Ireland. Prices in dining room, 20% lower. Again. Alright, now let's open these drawers. Nothing. How boring. Nothing. Seriously? Nothing in there either. Oh my gosh. What
You
about
brought
this?
your own mug? Well, I guess ours aren't quite as complimentary.
Oh, it says dad on it. Best dad. Aw, you know that's not true. Put back. Remember to put it back. Put everything back exactly as it was. The whole point of this game is that Sophie has trouble picking her nose in other people's business. Or peeking her nose in other people's business. Picking doesn't make any sense. Acknowledgement of debt. Old road and lodges? Date of acknowledgement, January 16th, 1958. So, is it 1958 now? Date of initial loan, January 2nd, 1957. Entered into agreement below. Between illegible, Mayhew, and illegible. Illegible? Illegible. Initial, amped, $1,500. Amped overdue, $3,500. On the date of the initial loan, the lender agreed to lend an amount of money to the sum of $1,500 to the borrower for an enduring period of 12 months, calculated from date of the initial loan. The borrower was to be obliged to pay interest at the rate of 150% per annum. The total sum of said interest to be paid together with the capital sum of the granted loan by the loan period's end, with the loan period reaching its conclusion on July 2nd, 1957, the borrower was expected to have repaid the full amount owed. The failure to do so will prompt further action. Refer to page 3 for further details on the place and time of repayment. Refer to section C for the expected rates of all overdue payments as they relate to the time that has passed since the end of the loan period. Okay, so whoever this guest is, they have a real problem with money. They should do better. Yeah, we'll clean that. But, what about this? What about this briefcase? This is, not a point of interest. Can't open it.
Let's see what Beth wanted to talk about.
No, not yet. I'm not done. R2.
And voila. Good as new.
Can't clean that. Spick and span, I guess. Oh, okay, I gotta hold on. So now I have some information, and that's just gonna be my little secret. Unless I can tell somebody about it. I'm interested. I'm intrigued right now. Hello?
Have you heard about that nut house they want to build next door?
Yeah, it creeps me out. Imagine all the weirdos who'll start hanging around the hotel.
I can think of someone who'll feel right at home. Look at her, always glued to that gossip magazine.
Do you think she has any real friends? Or is it just Gracie, Joan, and Marilyn?
Well, when your own life is that dull, you need to get your excitement somewhere. Oh, did you see Rebecca come in this morning? She was wearing the same clothes.
Honestly think you're overreacting. This is exactly the kind of behavior Linda warned me about.
She's doing everything she can to break us apart.
Sophie speaking.
Hey, it's Beth. Do you think you could come up real quick?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll be right there.
You're right, you should.
What's this for?
What?
I heard that argument going on. I'm guessing Jacques doesn't love Wendy anymore?
But every penny adds up, Sophie.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Let's not leave any tracks.
Oh, Jacques. Leaving luggage in the lobby? Are you trying to get Bernard to kill you?
Maybe.
This leak really needs to be fixed. I hope the weather doesn't make it worse.
It will. I'm sure it will. The Montrealer, 31 pages, Montreal, Monday, February 17th, 1958, 10 cents. Is this Canada? Do we live here? Montreal police arrested 19 persons in an early Saturday raid at Manny's Lounge, located on Stanley Street, downtown Montreal. The establishment, owned by Emmanuel Laliberte, is a known hangout for sex deviants. Okay. A Montreal city employee, a court official, and 2 teachers were among those seized, according to official reports. Lieutenant Sylvain G. says he plans to send letters to schools employing the arrested teachers. School principals, parents, and fellow teachers should prevent such people from being in close contact with youngsters, he said. It's everybody's responsibility to protect our children. Lieutenant G also promised an investigation would be opened on Laliberte, who already has a criminal record to his name. Continued on page 3. Major snowstorm paralyzes city. Okay, well, a city can't be paralyzed. It's not sentient. Montreal is paralyzed by this winter's filth and most important snowstorm. 15 inches of snow are expected until the end of the day. The last major storm, back in January, had covered the city with 12 inches of snow. The storm started yesterday, with 6 inches falling during the day, 6 more during the night. Violent winds created giant snowbanks all over the city. Many drivers ignored police warnings and decided to take their cars at their own risk, resulting in several accidents. Pfft, fucking noobs. Trains from the United States are expected to be delayed up to 3 hours. At Dorval Airport, most departures have been canceled, while arrivals are delayed or diverted altogether. Continued on page 5. Shop owners against new mental hospital. A group of downtown Montreal businessmen and shop owners met with Mayor Sarto Fournier last week to air their grievances concerning the city's recent decision to allow construction of a new mental hospital on Dorchester Boulevard. William Weston, manager of Weston's department store, says he and his group will fight tooth and nail to prevent the hospital's construction. Will our customers feel safe to come downtown for their shopping needs, knowing there are lunatics next door? He said. Continued on page 8. Another Bloody Valentine. Hey, I know that movie! Valentine's Day concluded in horror last Friday with the murder of an Armont resident. A worried neighbor called the authorities at 11:15 p.m. after hearing loud shouts from next door. When police arrived, they found a lifeless body of a 34-year-old man. Authorities have refused to identify the victim or provide any details about the circumstances of his death. No suspect has been apprehended yet, but Detective Lieutenant Maurice Tremblay asks anyone with information to come forward as soon as possible. Continued on page 14. Does your personal hygiene worry you? Are those worries bothering your husband? Stop worrying and save your marriage with Liz Oil. You expect me to save my marriage with oil? Something I read up on my skin? Liz Oil is an indispensable aid to marriage hygiene. Millions of women use it regularly to safeguard their beauty and avoid undesirable surprises. It's penetrative and effective, even in the presence of organic matter. Begin to use Liz Oil today, so you can stop worrying about your hygiene and focus on more important things, such as pleasing your hard-working husband. Okay, so it's that kind of stuff. Liz Oil has been endorsed for more than 60 years by scientists, medical professionals, and many other men who have women's hygiene at heart. A Liz Oil Corporation product. I doubt it, because this is the 50s, and stuff like that isn't, that,
Poor Nicole. No one should be stuck cleaning up the reception hall after a ball, even if they did draw the short straw. Hey, bud.
reliable. That's the word I'm looking for. I don't think I trust this Liz Oil.
Hey there. So, who's sleeping?
Sleep what?
You were whispering just now on the phone, so I thought maybe Eugene or Bobby were napping in the break room again.
Oh, yeah, no. It's Jacques and Wendy. They were, in the middle of something.
Ugh, it's so awkward when they start making out like no one's watching.
I don't think they were making out.
We literally work in a hotel.
The lip syncing is kind of off too, but they weren't kissing. Sounded like they were arguing,
They weren't
actually.
kissing this time. They were fighting.
Oh, this is entertaining. I mean, oh no, why?
Oh no!
I'm not completely sure, but it sounded like Linda had something to do with it.
Is Jacques having an affair?
Bitch.
Beth?
Trust me, she deserves it.
Oh, okay. So Jacques is the bad guy? Why does everybody hate Linda?
I don't get why everyone hates her so much. Linda's always nice to me.
Maybe you're the
You
exception.
maybe, but she's just the worst to every girl she perceives as a threat.
A threat? A threat to what?
I don't know. Her place as Bernard's right hand, I suppose.
So, you're saying I'm not a threat?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying Linda thinks that, but that's her mistake. I know there's more to you than meets the eye.
What do you mean?
Oh. Thanks. So, you said you needed me? My help, I mean.
Oh, right. Wanna guess why?
Did you see a mouse? Well, I am a maid, so something to clean?
I'm guessing there's something I have to clean?
Obviously. But what is it?
Did a kid throw up again?
God, no. Did that happen recently?
Yeah, last week. I can still smell it. Feel it, too. While I was
What?
cleaning, some of it got...
I'm gonna stop you right there. Keep
Did you not
talking
clean
and
it
you'll be
properly?
cleaning up after me, too.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you'll be glad to know it's nothing gross this time. A nice gentleman decided it was time to redesign the lobby and helped us by knocking over that vase on his way out of the hotel.
That's it?
I would do it myself, but the last time I tried to leave the front desk, Bernard emerged from his lair to scold me about procedures and whatnot.
Well,
You're telling me a
can't have
employee
defeated
from behind a
into
desk
house
can
since from her
can't
throne,
leave?
Can we?
Oh, the people would riot.
Bernard especially.
Bernard's
You're
hardly
telling me Beth
even
can't leave her post just to fix a
Anyway,
vase that
I
fell?
have to get back to work. There's a
Do
mom
I have to do
supply closet
everything?
next to Bernard's office, I think.
Thanks. I'll see you around.
By the way, you shouldn't gossip in real life. But this ain't real life, so who cares?
Okay, let's get that mop from the supply closet.
First things first, let's clean
I know it
this.
isn't gonna be enough for a mess like this. Better get a mop.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Wait a minute, is there paper over there? I want to read more things.
Linda's been putting these everywhere lately. It's weird that Bernard allows it.
What? Protect the family, say no to divorce. What if my spouse sucks? Like, really badly? You can be divorced against your will. Women and children suffer the most in divorce. No, I'm pretty sure it's just the children. You lose your succession rights in divorce. The wife's pensions rights are lost in divorce. You lose your right to the family home in divorce. Okay, that's true. Issued by the DOC, Divorce Oversight Committee. I mean, that's what happens to the guy. He ends up losing the house, and he has to move into a crappy apartment complex, sleep on a futon. That's what Bill Burr said, anyway. Can I sprint? No. I gotta be more calm than that. Don't want to get anybody
Chocolate mousse cake.
antsy.
Maybe Bobby wouldn't mind sneaking me a slice. Ugh, no. Bernard would have both our heads.
Who's Bobby, Sophie? Beth's banter. Even if it's only a few minutes out of my day, my chats with Beth are always a highlight. Called me to clean up a mess by one of our guests, which gave us the chance to catch up. I don't think I've met someone who can make conversations seem so effortless. Beth has a witty response for everything. It's too bad maids aren't usually allowed in the lobby. Chatting with her every day would be a great way to start my morning. Trouble in Paradise. I overheard Wendy and Jacques arguing in the big room. From the sounds of it, Linda got into Jacques' head and convinced him that Wendy was flirting with some of our guests. I couldn't believe it. Anyone who's been around them for more than a minute can see how much Wendy loves Jacques. She would never do that to him. Oh. Okay, so Linda really is a bitch. Haunted hotel? Some days I'm convinced the Clarington is haunted. It's not that I believe in ghosts, normally, but there have been too many incidents for me to rule out the possibility completely. Okay, well this game was not marked as supernatural horror, so I'm gonna call BS on that. Just this morning I was waiting for the elevator on the 5th floor when I heard a loud bang. Could have been somebody dropping something. Could have been a gun. There was a gun in the trailer. Like someone shutting a door, but with more force than I ever heard a person use. That doesn't mean a person can't use more force than you're used to. I looked around, but there was no one to be seen. Am I just imagining things? Yes. Characters. Beth has been the hotel's receptionist for as long as I can remember. In fact, hers was the first face that welcomed me when I took my first step inside the hotel. She knows this place like the back of her hand. Beth can be fiery, which doesn't win her much love from Bernard, but most guests adore her from her magnetic personality, and that's something Bernard can plainly see. We don't get the chance to chat as much often as I like, but when we do, it's always a blast. I only wish I had even if half as her wit, so I could entertain her as much as she entertains me. Bernard. Clarington's manager, the big boss. He spends most of his days locked in the office, and doesn't like maids roaming around outside their posts, so our paths don't cross often. Lately, he's been hell-bent on getting the hotel back in shape, whatever that means. And there's been a lot of changes around here as a result. He's enforcing employee rules more strictly than ever, dropping God knows how much money on renovations. The stress is practically radiating off of him. Oof. Linda even has the bitch face. The governess, Bernard's second in command. And it's easy to see why. She rules over the maids with an iron fist, always ready to enforce Bernard's latest rules to the letter. Most of them hate her for this, but my feelings are a bit mixed. For whatever reason, she seems to have a soft spot for me. The same cannot be said for Wendy, unfortunately. It's like she's made it her life's mission to break up Wendy and Jacques' relationship, and I'm worried her latest efforts may have succeeded. Linda feels incredibly strongly about married couples who choose to divorce. She's been leaving anti-divorce flyers on every floor and won't even speak to any divorcees staying at the hotel, like Mrs. Beaumont in room 507. Where do such strong convictions like that come from? It's a little hypocritical to say the least. Oh, so she's been divorced. Well, then she probably had a really bad one. Aw, Wendy looks nice. She's a waitress at the hotel's restaurant. She and her best friend Yvette were hired together, and they used to be inseparable until 3 or 4 months ago. It's no coincidence that this was around the time Wendy started dating Jacques, the bellboy, to whom she's now happily engaged. Congratulations! That is, depending on who you ask. Linda seems to think that Wendy is the Claringtons' resident flirt. Sure, she's popular with guests and collects the most tips by far, but I've always chalked that up to the same thing that has drawn me to her, that warm smile that just radiates kindness. Linda's not convinced, though, and seems to have taken it upon herself to expose Wendy for what she really is. Jealous much? Yeah, I think she's just jealous. She's probably jealous that Wendy is in a good relationship right now. She and Jacques are engaged, as said, so it's not too soon before they get married. That's probably it. And that's Jacques. What a handsome young man. One of the Claringtons' bellboys. I don't know much about him. He's even more shy than I am. A shy man? After my own heart. Barely looking up at guests when carrying their luggage. People like us just need someone to bring us to our shells. And apparently for Jacques, that person is Wendy. He's like a completely different person around her. He lights up, laughs, even cracks jokes. I was so happy that he found Wendy, and even happier when he proposed. They're like the Claringtons' very own Jeanette and Tony. I don't know who those people are, but you seem happy about it, so great. But it seems their engagement is in peril thanks to Linda's meddling. Stand strong, Jacques. Don't fall for her manipulations. Bobby. Oh, he doesn't have a picture. He's the head chef in Clarington's kitchen. He takes care of all the restaurant orders and meals ordered through room service. I love walking by the kitchen doors any chance I get, just to enjoy the smells of whatever Bobby's cooking up. But linger too long and you'll get an earful. Or worse. Excuse me? I don't want to spend another afternoon cleaning macaroni out of my hair. Oh. Is that it? He just throws food at you?